other sight in the game can see the boxing voice.
BoxingVoice.com live here with Daniel Jacobs, the middleweight champion of the world. So, Danny Jacobs, you're going to be fighting, obviously, Sergio Mora, a veteran in the game. We all know him, contender, champion. Been in the ring with a lot of people, legends, Shane Mosley. What do you think this adds to your resume? Is it going to be, I guess, more experience for you, getting in there with a cagey veteran like him? He's known to be a dazzling boxer to confuse some.
I would say it's definitely more experience. He's probably the most experienced guy that I've fought. He's a former world champion. He's been in there with the likes of Shane Mosley and Vernon Forrest and other champions. So I'm just trying to gain that experience as well. You know, fighting guys like that, even though he's never really been a true middleweight, he's coming up to middleweight now, and he's trying to campaign here now. So it's just, for me, it's just a stepping stone. But for the most part, I'm just gaining experience.
Now, as a champion yourself, how do you overcome what's taken over now in this generation with all the social media applications and different outlets where fans can connect with you and express their feelings? How do you deal with some of that negative energy that comes your way being a champion now? People want to see you win with other guys, so how do you handle that?
Like some of the negative energy that you were saying on the Akin Hicks show, like that's what you mean? That's exactly what you mean, right?
Well, you mean being honest. You mean being honest.
Being honest mean riding that wave, right? Okay. So I mean, hate is gonna come from everybody. Hate is gonna come from you. Hate is gonna come from people who may not like me, may not like my style, but that doesn't mean I stop what I'm doing. I'm living my dream. I'm in it right now. I'm a world champion. You gotta understand, where I come from Brownsville, Brooklyn, nobody's supposed to have an opportunity. I'm living. I'm happy. I'm comfortable, and I got the great management. I got the great promotion. I have no complaints whatsoever.
But let's just be clear. My hate wasn't towards you, right? We're talking about the Zab segment, right?
No, we're talking about, you say, how long am I gonna ride that wave?
Oh, the cancer wave. Whoa, you're listening. Okay, well, let's talk about it. Listen, my thing is, after the Dimitri Prague loss, you had about 5 or 6 fights now, right? And since that,
we're not going to get into that.
Okay.
I'm not going to fully get into depth about it.
Okay. No, because I don't want it. You know, there is something behind it.
I was only addressing the hate, right? I was only addressing that particular part. So I don't really want to get into depth about it. I mean, you have your views. You feel like I'm riding a quote-unquote wave, and I mean, you're completely expressing your opinion, and that's fine. You have an opinion, but that's all it is. Because if you're a fan of the sport, and if you're a reporter of the sport, you're supposed to bring some enlightenment. Not saying a guy who overcome cancer, right, is riding the cancer wave too long. That you don't do.
Come on, but because you can't just bring that up without bringing everything up, because it's taking it out of context, right? Everything is the fact that after Prague, yes, it is the opposition. You're a champ, Danny.
I am a champ.
Okay.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying that there's other champions. Peter Quillin, for instance, there was a time, about a year now.
About more than a year. I've been calling guys out. I want to step up. But you got to understand, this is a process. It's not going to happen when you want it to happen. It's not going to happen when anybody wants it to happen. It's about doing it at the right time. You guys had to wait how long for the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight? And you call Pacquiao and Mayweather all the...
Yeah, but a guy like me who's been following you since the Golden Gloves, a guy that knows you've been training with Andre Rozier, seen you come up the ranks. Before you were the Miracle Man, you were the Golden Child, were you not? Exactly. So we've been following you. Then we seen you step up with Prague. Things didn't go your way. We understood that your grandmother was ill and passed. We understood that you had cancer. But after that, it's been 5. This is going to be the 6th opponent. We just want, you know, a little Danny Jacobs maybe versus Peter Quillin or David Lemieux or...
Obviously, you understand the situation at hand when it comes to the David Lemieux and guys like that and the Triple G's. You got to understand that. You got to understand that. And the guy that I know I can fight, I've been calling out for a very long time. So obviously, certain things are not in my control. So for people to say, or for you or for anybody else to say, oh, he's not fighting anyone, his opposition isn't the great opposition that we would like for him to fight. I mean, my legacy is on the line. I want to fight these guys. I want to be in there with the top of the top to be able to consider myself a true champion and ultimately the undisputed middleweight champion of the world. But it's going to take time. It's not going to happen when you want it to happen, and we're going to conclude this at that, my brother. Yes, sir.
All right, well, thank you very much. I appreciate it, and I hope that you respect my opinions and don't think that I was being any, malicious in any way.
No.
Thank you.